Hey, third grade, this is Miss Liberty with your reading lesson for today, September 28th. Today we are going to be using a new mentor text to help us figure out how to read words that we do not know and how to figure out the meaning of those words. So today we're going to read a beautiful poem by Joyce Sidman about the incredible swirls we find in nature. So here we have the cover of our book, Swirl by Swirl, Spirals in Nature. So as we take a look at the cover of this book, I see that on our snail on the front, there is a big swirl on his shell. And then when I see the plant down here on the bottom, there is another swirl. And even in some of these flowers here, there are some swirls in the petals and in the seeds in the sunflower. Can anyone think of an object that has the swirl design? Here are some clues to help you with your thinking. We have a lollipop that has the swirl design, a seashell, and a flower. What else can you come up with? Great ideas. Readers know they really understand words when they are able to do a few different things. When they are able to visualize them or paint a picture of the words in their mind, understand the writer's message, react to what they are reading, and figure out the meaning of all the important words in the text. Joyce's poem is beautiful and interesting, but it does use some words that are new or strange to us, as poetry often does. As good readers, we know that we can't just skip over those words to comprehend what the poem is all about. We must use specific strategies to help us determine their meaning. One way we can do that is to use our personal experiences or our background knowledge about the topic or subject of the text. We can also use context clues or words and punctuation surrounding the unfamiliar word, as well as any accompanying illustrations. By thinking about what would make sense and then rereading and or reading ahead, we can gather important clues about what the word can help that can help us figure out its meaning. So here we go. Swirl by swirl. A spiral is a snuggling shape. It fits neatly in small places. Coiled tight, warm and safe, it waits. Now I got to this first page here, coiled. I haven't seen that very often, so I'm going to go ahead and take my box and I'm just going to go ahead and put a box around that word because that's a word that I'm going to come back to because I'm unsure of what it means. Coiled tight, warm and safe, it waits. I'll come back to that. For a chance to expand, a spiral is a growing shape. It starts small and gets bigger. Swirl by swirl. It unwraps itself one soft curl at a time. A spiral is a strong shape. Its outer curves protect what's inside. It knows how to defend itself. A spiral reaches out, too, exploring the world. It winds around and around and clings tight, grasping what it needs. It never has trouble holding on. So I know I've heard this word before and I was able to read it just fine, but I'm not sure what it means. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this word as well as a word that I need to come back to in order for me to really understand our text. A spiral is a clever shape. It is graceful and strong. Graceful and strong. Well, those sound like very different words. Let me go ahead and highlight graceful just to make sure I know to come back to that word. Graceful and strong. It is bold and beautiful. A spiral moves. It swirls through water, gathering bubbles. It twists through the air with clouds on its tail. It stretches starry arms through space, spinning and sparkling, forever expanding. Or it curls up neat and small, warm and safe. A spiral is a snuggling shape. Again, I've heard this word snuggling, but never when in reference to a shape. When I think of the word snuggling, I think of a blanket. So I don't know, maybe that word has two different meanings. So let me go ahead and highlight that word as one that I will go ahead and come back to. Okay. So now we've finished reading her poem, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at this chart. Our chart says Figuring It Out, and there are 4 columns. The first column is where we will write words that we don't know from the poem. The second column is where we will work on writing our background knowledge, which is what we already know about the topic or subject. The third column is where we will use our context clues. And remember, context clues are words that surround the word that we don't know, and it also includes punctuation and illustrations. And then finally, we'll fill in the last column of what I think the word means. But we're going to split this lesson into 2 days. So we are only going to write down the words that we didn't know from this poem on this first column here. So I'm going to go back into our text, and I noticed that I had the word coiled. So I'm going to go ahead and put coiled in this box right here. Coiled. Make it a little bit bigger so we can really see. All right, so we have coiled. And then let's take a look for the words that we tagged that we weren't sure the meaning of. Taking a look back, just rereading in our book, it knows how to defend itself. It winds around and around. Oh, there's one. And clings tight, grasping what it needs. So we're going to go ahead and put in the word grasping. I'm going to go ahead and copy that here and write the word grasping. And then I'm going to go ahead back to our text again. We have grasping there, and graceful. That was the third word, graceful, that we weren't sure of. So we'll go ahead and put graceful into our chart. And then finally, on our last page, we have the word snuggling. And remember, I'm able to read these words, but I don't know exactly what they mean. So that's a big reason for why I am jotting these down in our chart, is because I have heard them before, I'm able to read them, but I don't know exactly what they mean. So in order for me to understand the most from this poem, I'm going to need to do some digging and figure out what do I know about the topic and what context clues can I use to help me figure out what these words actually mean. Today on Seesaw, you are going to do the same activity. You are going to read a poem, and as you read, you're going to write down the words that you do not know in the Figuring It Out column of the graphic organizer. So you are just filling in your 4 words from the poem that you see in Seesaw in your Word I Do Not Know column. Let your teacher know if you have any questions.